What is going on, and welcome back to another Power of Progression podcast. Super excited to talk to you guys today because I want to tell you what is going on in my life. Also give you the one tool that helped me really control my emotions and take me from a really violent, angry person to somebody that now has what I call emotional intelligence. But before we dive into that, my energy this week has been drained. And it kind of plays into what I'm going to talk about today. But, I've been running around like crazy, having speaking engagements, my coaching clients. I was just in Atlanta where we did Sync Conversion Day. And that's where we got 100 real estate agents in the room, showed them how to have a better conversation that created a higher conversion. And we're getting about 33% from contact to appointment set. So we had 100 people in the room. I would say about 65 actually started dialing after we went through the process on how to go ahead and actually have a better dialogue, go ahead and truly build better rapport. But 65 people, 46 appointments set in an hour of calling, almost $400,000 in commissions in 1 hour. So it took a lot of energy out of me. It's 8 hours. It's very high intensity. Highly impactful type of content. And so lately I haven't really been wanting to go to the gym, but I've been going. And I'm going to kind of tie that into what I'm going to talk about today. But let me tell you a little bit about what's going on in me and see if there's any way I could add value or serve you on a personal level. So I have my group coaching that you may or may not be aware of. In our group coaching, we basically break down a topic every week or every other week. So we get 2 calls a month, and then we have 30 minutes of straight Q&A. So we give you real life strategies in real time that help you personally, whatever it is that you're struggling with that week. Then we have 2 Q&As on a private exclusive Facebook group. Now here's the thing. So I've been doing this for a while, and normally the investment is $349 a month. But what I've thought about doing is changing things up a bit. So I have. And now what I'm doing is I'm actually offering a founders members price investment. And what that is, it's only $149 a month. $149 a month, and you get 2 calls with me in a group setting, as well as an exclusive Facebook group and 2 Q&As a month. But that's not all. So this is also what I'm doing, and I'm super excited because I'm launching it. Should be up and running soon, but if you email me, I can get you in early. And so because you're going to be a part of the founding members, not only do you get it for only $149 a month, but also you're getting a discount to my Ultimate You Retreat that I put on here in Destin. You're getting a discount to the new goal setting workshop I'm putting together. Not only that, you get all of my assets that I give my one-on-one clients. So I have thousands of assets. What I mean by that is documents, exercises, different things to put into your life that aren't normally available to anybody but those exclusive one-on-one clients. You get access to all of those. And then on top of that, the 2 big ones is that you get a group call with a guest coach. And so that guest coach could be Hal Elrod, who's the author of Miracle Morning, Cody Jefferson, Julian Rosen, who's a Fearless Life Project creator, Todd Abrams, which is Icon Meals, founder, as well as 2 businesses from startup to acquisition. Maybe Heath Evans, who's Super Bowl champ. So we're going to do 1 call a year with a group coach, with a guest coach in a group setting. And then on top of that, you're going to get 1 call with me on a one-on-one basis. So you could use it whenever you want. Maybe you need some motivation, inspiration, a kick in the ass. Maybe you just need a tool or strategy for this big thing that you have in your way. Whatever it might be, you get to use 1 one-on-one call with me a year. So you get all those bonuses, plus the normal bi-weekly group coaching calls, plus the normal Q&As, and the normal exclusive Facebook group. So you get 4 calls basically with me a month in a group setting, plus everything else for only $149 a month. If you're interested, shoot me a message at john@johnmarrone.com on my email, or at realjohnmarrone, which is my Instagram handle. shoot me a message there or an email and do it fast because it's going to be limited, super transparent. I don't know how many people I'm going to allow in. It launches October, I think it's going to be for my next event. So it's going to be November 1st, actually, it's going to launch. So if you want in early, let me know, john@johnmarrone.com or at @realjohnmarrone, my Instagram handle. Don't procrastinate. Take action. Like if you're looking to increase your quality of life, if you're looking to get the tools and strategies that are personalized to you to get to the next level in whatever area of life it is, if you're looking to create the ultimate version of you and finally design the fucking life you want to live and start off 2020 with the strategy to do so, message me, email me right now. Let's grow. Let's grow, baby. All right, so I just want to tell you about that. Also, speaking engagements I have coming up. Number one speaking engagement is I have coming up in Orlando. I'm speaking with Ed Milet. Man, that dude's a legend in my eyes. I love Ed Milet. He's probably one of the most influential speakers in my life in the last 2 years. And he is going to be the keynote speaker at Sync Summit in Orlando. So make sure you guys get there. I'll be doing a conversion day crash course there. But if you guys are in real estate and want to come to Orlando to see me and Ed Milet speak, definitely let me know and I can help you guys out. And then for anybody that can get to Delaware, November 1st to the 3rd, I speak November 2nd. It is going to be a powerhouse lineup. It's going to be me, Trent Shelton, NFL vet. You probably saw some of his videos online. They go viral like that, millions of views. And Charlie Rocket, 2 Chainz old manager, Nike athlete, Emmy Award winner. Us three are going to be doing a keynote session. I'll be speaking on Saturday the 2nd with Trent, and then Charlie will be speaking on the 3rd. And then in between, amazing content, amazing speakers. So if you're in Delaware, you want to see me, Trent Shelton, as well as Charlie Rock and all the other speakers, and you're an entrepreneur or you're just trying to get some motivation, maybe some tips to progress in your day in and day out life, get your ass to Delaware. Tickets are cheap. And spend some time with me. I'm also going to be doing a meet and greet with Trent and I on the rooftop at the hotel across the street from the convention center. So let me know. Shoot me a message. I'll get you tickets to that. All right. So let's dive into what I want to talk about today. So the one thing that helped me really gain control over my emotions is what I call 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Guys, look, I'm going to be so damn real with you. I used to be like an asshole as far as I would let things affect me. Big time. Big time. I'm going to give you a few examples here. Story time. I would get so affected by a bad phone call. I would get so affected by certain people in my life affecting me with their negativity or drama that it would take me to the next level. So much so I can recall a few years back where I was in a sales room and I got affected. And I don't even know what happened. It could have been a client. It could have been a prospect. It could have been a person that had nothing to do with my business, but that affected me. I really don't even remember. All I remember was that it pissed me off so bad. I had a Nerf ball in my hand and I ripped it up and I threw it all over the office. And when I asked people, like, hey, what do you think of me? They like, you're super talented, but whenever you're mad, we don't want to be around. And it's kind of scary because we don't know when you're going to get mad and you go to the next level. And that kind of shocked me because I thought I was a leader and leaders don't allow their emotions to affect them that bad. Another story, I'm the guy that if you didn't hold the door open for me, when I walked into a store, I tracked you down to say something to you because it affected me so much. I'm the guy that when I sat in traffic, I bitch and complain all day long. Then I get to the office and I'm still affected by it. I'm the guy that if you cut me off, you could ask my wife this, if you cut me off, I'm white knuckling, tracking you down, and I'm either going to run out of gas or you're going to pull over. And the time that it really struck home was this. I remember somebody cut me off, and when they cut me off, my wife was in the car, and she just found out she was pregnant. And I remember flying to catch this guy. And I'm cutting in out of lanes. People are beeping at me. I remember where I was because I was on the tollway in Dallas. And I so badly wanted to run him off the road or track him down. I looked at my wife, who is now pregnant, and she had this like look on her face. And this look was more of like she was scared. And we came to a realization. I looked at her and I was like, what's the matter? Like, it's me that he cut off. Like, why are you mad? And she said something simple as this. And she said, you need to realize that your emotions affect other people around you, not just you. Then I thought about it and I said, what if I never change this? And I do the same thing with my daughter in the car. Then what? Right? And it just blew my mind that I was so irresponsible with my emotions that it affected so many other people around me. I was irresponsible with my emotions. I let them take a toll on me that affected me and everybody else around me. Is that you? Shit, maybe you're not as extreme as I am, but are you letting a bad phone call, a negative person affect you? Are you letting traffic affect you? And so when I realized that I needed to change some things. And so Hal Elrod, a friend of mine, he told me about the 5-minute rule. And the 5-minute rule is you feel the emotion for 5 minutes and then you move on. And I tried that. Didn't work as well as I thought it would. It worked, but not as well. I feel like there was something missing. And I was tired of letting my emotions dictate my future, because that negative emotion that was just bubbling up inside of me was really taking a toll on me and the people around me. And I was going to lose everybody if I didn't change it. And I decided to try to change my patterns. But I couldn't just change I've been this way my whole life. I can't just, boom, change. I had to figure out a process. I had to figure out a way to then have emotional intelligence. And I also didn't want to ignore the emotions that I have, because guess what? We're humans. We could express emotions. It's one of the most phenomenal things, right? You have dogs and all these other animals who they cannot truly express their emotions. Think about a kid, right? With my daughter, when she can't express her emotions, what does she do? She pinches, she bites, she screams. And so when people say, hey, look, she can't express her emotions, like, you got to help her. We can as adults. The problem is we express them in the wrong way. We let them affect us way too long. Or we do something worse, and we push the emotion down. And we push the emotion down and down and down, another emotion down, another emotion down. And then it finally builds up, and you snap. And usually when you snap, the person on the other end, they really have no idea why you just snapped. And they're on the receiving end of blows that are coming their way when it had nothing to do with them. Right? It had nothing to do with them. It was the 20 other things that you've pushed down. And so because I knew the power of emotions, I wanted to figure out that process. And here's my process. And I want you to take this and I want you to use it, guys, because it changed my life. Make sure you get that pen and paper handy right now. So this is what I do. Whenever I feel a negative emotion, sitting in traffic, sitting on a flight, and it's just sitting there on the tarmac and not taking off, oh, it used to frustrate me. Got delayed. You get that call from that person, and it just really rubs you the wrong way. Right? The things going wrong that you didn't think were going to go wrong, whatever it might be, that negative emotion. You know what I'm talking about. You know that you get those all the time. You know there's a certain incident, or maybe it's a certain part of your life. You know what? When I hit traffic, I just go nuts. When I get a bad phone call, I go nuts. Right? And maybe you don't go nuts. Maybe when I have this emotion, I push it down. When I have this emotion, I push it down. And so what I want you to do is I want you, as soon as you feel that emotion, I want you to take 3 minutes. 3 minutes and feel it. Let it out. Scream. Yell. Whatever it might be. Go into a thought process of just dealing with it mentally. I don't care what it is. I want you to feel the emotion. I want you to feel that emotion however it is that you want to feel it. I need you to feel it for 3 minutes. Feel it. Don't push it away. Feel it. Feel it. If you're in traffic, so annoyed. Feel the emotion. And then 2 minutes, I want you, this is hard. I think this is where a lot of people fail. 2 minutes, I want you to take ownership. Ownership. Even if somebody hits your car from behind, I know you want to get out and be like, that was his fault. Where can you find ownership? Could you have left earlier? Could you have not been playing with your radio? right? Because you've been off your phone, right? A client hangs up on you and you get pissed. And they say something rude to you and you get mad. Ownership. Could I have articulated something differently? Right? Could I use tonality differently? You need to take ownership in order for this to work. Take ownership in whatever it is. I don't care if it was something you could take ownership that happened 5 minutes ago, 5 months ago, or 5 years ago. If there's a negative outcome, you need to find ownership in it somewhere along the line. So 3 minutes, feel the emotion. 2 minutes, own your shit. Ownership, own your shit. And 1 minute of gratitude. That's right, gratitude. Speak in gratitude. So the coolest thing about negativity is that I kind of found a way to beat it. And you can too. Because the easiest way to kill negativity is with gratitude. See, being negative and positive, they can't coexist, right? And when you're grateful, you're positive. You feel good. You have some fulfillment. Well, you can't have that fulfillment be positive if you feel negative. So if you have this negative emotion, all you do is you punch it in its mouth with gratitude. So let me play an example out for you. Okay, this is a real life example. So we moved to Destin a year ago. Well, when we moved to Destin, I knew we needed 2 trucks to get to Destin from Dallas. I needed 2 moving trucks. And the guys come in, they said we could do it with 1. I know they were trying to cut cost. And honestly, I was okay with it, right? Because it was saving me money. But I was like, told Ash, I'm like, babe, I think we need 2. She's like, yeah, I think so. But they said they could use it in 1, so let's do it in 1. And so they come with their 1 truck, and they fill up their truck, and they're only done with the upstairs. So this whole catastrophe happens. I have to go get a U-Haul, and they finally get the second truck. But guess what? The second truck is going to be there to the next day, and we needed them to leave earlier. Well, long story short, we finally, a few days later, get to Destin, right, Santa Rosa Beach, and we're meeting our movers. Here comes the movers, 1 truck. And I said, where's the other truck at? Well, you know, it got there late, so it's probably going to get here late. And I said, that's unacceptable. I need to move in today. I can't have a 2-day, 3-day process of you guys just coming and going. And he's like, well, we really needed 2 trucks. And I was like, well, you said 1 truck. And they stopped in that moment. I had to be self-aware. And I was like, I'm mad. Let me be mad, but let me not point the fingers. Let me be mad. And so I said, I'm going to step away. So I stepped away because Aria was right there, and I didn't want to flip out. And I got so mad. I got angry. I tensed up. I got angry. It took 2 minutes, and this is where the kicker came in. I said, how can you own this? And I said, from the very beginning, I knew I needed 2. I shouldn't have been cheap in that moment. I should have just told them we need 2. Whatever it takes, let's get 2. Whatever it takes, let's get 2. Because if I took ownership in that moment to get 2, they would have came together. We never would have had this issue. And it took 1 minute. I said, I'm super grateful that my furniture is here. Yeah, the other one's coming, but I'm super grateful that they're here. I'm super grateful that I didn't have to move everything myself. I'm grateful that I had the money to pay for a mover to move, 10 hours away driving distance, 12 hours, whatever it is. I'm grateful for that and changed my mindset immediately. I went from pissed off and angry at them to taking ownership that I did something and I definitely could have changed it to gratitude. I even have the ability to pay for movers and be here in this beautiful area of Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. And like that, within 10 minutes, I was no longer negative. Within 10 minutes, I was grateful. Within 10 minutes, I owned something. And by owning it, I know every time I own it, there's a less chance that I'm going to let that happen again. That is a huge, huge payoff. So not only do you change your emotion from negative to positive and being grateful, but in the middle of that, you take ownership. And the coolest thing about ownership is that you own your shit. And when you own your shit, you own your shift. And what I mean by that is now I took ownership in that and I didn't push it off on somebody. I didn't point the finger. Now, if we were to move again and we needed 2 trucks, you bet your ass I will remember this moment because I owned up to it. And I won't let it happen again. So this is what I want you to do. Next time you feel negative or something's bothering you or there's an overwhelming emotion, I want you to feel the emotion. Feel it. 3 minutes, no more. 3 minutes, no more. You got to set a timer? Set a timer. And then take 2 minutes and own it. Look, own it. I don't care if you needed to own it, that something that happened yesterday, today, or a year ago. Own it. Find a way that you could have changed the outcome. And then 1 minute of being grateful. So when you're in the car and you get stuck in traffic, get mad. Get a little pissed. That's fine. Then take 2 minutes, own it. Could you have left earlier? Right? Could you have set your alarm to go off earlier? Could you have asked yourself a better question to make sure you got up earlier to leave earlier to not hit traffic? Whatever it might be. So you don't happen to do it again. And then 1 minute of gratitude. Look, I'm driving a car. I'm able to pay for gas money. I'm going to work. Most people, they don't have the opportunity to go to work or don't have the opportunity to have a vehicle that they drive that they own. So I want you to take into high consideration of using this 3-2-1 rule in your day in and day out basis. And it took me almost 2 years to master. 2 years to master. And now the coolest part is I don't need a timer on my phone. The even cooler part is it's no longer even 3-2-1. Now it's just like 1-1-1. I feel the emotion quick. Boom, boom, boom. I feel it. I don't take 3 minutes. I own up to it. I know where to look at, where to own up to it. And then I speak in gratitude. My wife even knows now if I'm pissed off, if I'm driving in a car, I don't want to react and be negative or, I don't want to blow up with our daughter in the car either. So I kind of lean to the window and I just sit there in my thought for a minute. I get pissed, I get annoyed, then I take ownership, and I'm grateful, and then within a few minutes, we're back on track to what we need to be doing. It's okay to be pissed. It's okay to feel negative. You're not going to walk through life not getting pissed, not being negative. The issue comes down to does it affect you in the long run? Does it affect you for more than those few minutes? They always say, was it a bad day or was it a bad 5 minutes? Was it a bad day or was it a bad 5 minutes that you allowed to affect you all damn day? Well, guess what? It used to be a bad 5 minutes for me that affected me all damn day. And now it's a bad 5 minutes for me that affects me for the 5 minutes. And that's it. And because I take ownership, it's less and less 5 minutes throughout the day. I just get mad over everything. I just get angry, upset over everything. And through this process, I've been able to stop. And yeah, feel the emotion, but not be pissed off and angry and have these overwhelming emotions that really affects not just me, but everybody else and my future happen to me a bunch of times throughout the day. It doesn't. It just doesn't. But it took 2 years. I'm going to give you the example on when I found out that I knew I mastered this. So I got the opportunity to go speak in downtown Atlanta. I think it was about 3 years ago. And I was about 2 years into practicing this 3-2-1. That's right. 2 years in practice 3-2-1. Some days I did it, some days I didn't, but I was really trying to hone it in because I knew the power of it. And I remember getting in the car and I'm going to Atlanta, right? So I lived in Dallas at the time, and we have 2 airports. We have DFW and Dallas Love Field. I get my Uber, and we're going to DFW. And I have a great conversation with this Uber driver. Boom, he drops me off. I go in DFW, and I'm in the TSA line, and these guys are walking past me. Man, my flight's about to leave. Can I jump in front of you? Of course, man. Go for it. Another guy. Hey, man, my flight's about to leave. Can I jump in front of you? Of course. Probably about 3 people. And so I'm taking my time because I have a little bit of time. It wasn't a lot, but I had a little bit of time. They needed to get ahead of me. That's fine. So I go up to the TSA guy, and I give him my check-in information. I give him my ticket and my license, and he looks at me and says, sir, you're at the wrong airport. I said, what? He said, you're at the wrong airport. You're supposed to be at Love Field. And I immediately, my heart dropped. But I said, okay. And I'm 45 minutes away from Love Field. My flight leaves in like an hour and a half. And with traffic, that's probably going to take me a little over an hour to get there. So I call an Uber, and I'm waiting for the Uber. I get an Uber, and we drive probably about a mile. And he goes, hey, Chris. And I said, no, I'm John. He goes, you're not Chris? I said, no, I'm John. He goes, I'm supposed to pick up Chris. I said, okay, well, you got me in the car now, so let's go to Love Field. He goes, ring, ring, ring. my phone's calling. It's Chris. I have to go back and pick him up. And I was like, where's he going? And he said somewhere totally opposite. He goes, I have to drop you off. I'm in the middle of the road. He drops me off. He doesn't even bring me back to where he picked me up. Middle of the road, drops me off. So I call another Uber and I say, can you pick me up in the middle of the road? And I get the Uber. He gets me into his car. Another great conversation, like an amazing conversation. And I get to Love Field with a minute to spare, basically, and boom, I get on a flight. Whoo, right? I feel good. So then I'm sitting there, and the vent that's on top of the on the ceiling, basically, right? The airplane, it's dripping, drip, drip, and it's dripping on me, and it's dripping on me, and it's dripping on me. I got like a 2.5 hour flight, and it's dripping on me. And then behind me, it's it's like this hot breath that's just breathing on me, and I don't even know what is going on behind me, but it's hot breath breathing on me. It's this dripping that's coming on to my head. And then I just had this incident, was going to the wrong airport, wrong Uber. Finally, I land. Whew, thank God I land. And I land, I get up. I'm a little annoyed because this thing kept dripping on me, and his hot breath has been on me the whole time. And I look behind me to see it wasn't a person, it was a service dog. It was breathing on me the whole damn time. So I go ahead and I get my bags and I get onto the train to go down to downtown Atlanta. And then by this time, it's pretty late. I mean, not pretty late. I mean, it's probably about 8:30. For me, that's late. And so I get in there and I go to the hotel and they said, hi, how are you? I said, I'm doing amazing. So glad to be here. It's been a crazy day. And I go to check in and they said, we don't have a reservation for you. I said, how not? I'm speaking at an event here tomorrow. They said, no, this isn't where you're supposed to be. And they said, is there a chance you're supposed to be at the other hotel? I forget what hotel it was, but they had 2 hotels. I said, there's a chance. How close is it? He goes, you mean how far is it? I said, no. How close is it? It's like, it's going to take it's like a 10-mile, distance to get there. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. He goes, yeah, but the way you have to go, it's probably going to take you about a half hour. I'm like, okay. So I get in and boom, I finally get there. It's probably about 10 o'clock at night at this point. And I've been traveling all day and I had all these incidents happen. And I wake up, I speak. And as I'm talking about 3, 2, 1 to this group, because I presented on different things. And one of the things was about controlling your emotions and how to truly have emotional intelligence. I realized, I went over this whole process and realized, holy shit, I wasn't even affected by these things like I used to be. I've mastered it. I've mastered it to a certain degree. And the reason why that's so important, guys, and I'm telling you this, is because if I didn't master 3, 2, 1, what would have happened is as soon as I went to the wrong airport, my emotions would have taken over and I would have made some rash decisions. And maybe not then, but maybe when I got in the wrong Uber, my emotions would have taken over and I would have made a bad decision. Maybe not then. Maybe it was when somebody was, that feeling of someone was breathing on my neck and the thing was dripping. I might have turned around and lost my mind on them and it would have been a dog and I would look like a fool. Maybe not then. Maybe it was when I went to the wrong hotel. And if I let that affect me, maybe I just would have let it affect me to the next day, therefore affecting my presentation, therefore affecting the people that are sitting there hoping to get value and change the trajectory of their life. So your decisions matter. Not just in a moment, and not just to you. Your decisions matter to more people than you. So when you have the emotion that goes ahead and feels like it's overwhelming you, take a second. Do the 3, 2, 1. Because if you don't, it's going to affect not just you, but your future. It's not going to affect just now, right? It's going to affect your future. It's going to affect people around you. And most importantly, if you allow it to affect you, the events that happen afterwards will not be the same as if you took control in that moment. Let me repeat that. If you do this 3, 2, 1, and you don't let it affect you or the people around you, the greatest thing that can happen from it is that the next steps you're going to take are going to be with a clear mind. And that is crucial because with a clear mind and making better decisions, your future changes. If I was affected by those things, like I would have been years ago, I would have made different decisions leading up to a different result. and it would not have been the best decisions nor the best results. So 3, 2, 1 has changed my life. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, feel the emotion. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, own your shit. 1 minute. 1 minute of gratitude. And as the more you do this, it's no longer 3, 2, 1, like I said, and it just happens naturally. So if you want to control your future, you need to understand your emotions and create emotional intelligence. 3, 2, 1 will create the emotional intelligence that allows you for maximal growth, that pushes your progression towards whatever it is you want in your life. So guys, please practice this 3, 2, 1, master it, create a better future for you by having the emotional intelligence. And I hope that you gained a lot of value out of today and that you implement the information I gave you. Please share this out to somebody that you know can get value from this. Tag me in it. Shoot me a message on Instagram. I answer all them personally. Shoot me a message. Tell me what your biggest takeaway was. Write a review so I can see it. Subscribe to the podcast. You're watching this on YouTube. Hit the little bell down there. Subscribe to that. And please, as I talked about earlier, if you're looking to get to the next level, if you're looking to stop playing average, if you're looking to finally get unstuck and truly create the ultimate version of you in all 6 equities, if you're looking to get the answers to the questions that you have to get to the level that you want, message me on Instagram at RealJohnMarrone or shoot me an email, john@johnmarrone.com. Come aboard the Ultimate You Group Coaching. It's only $149 a month, like $149 a month. And I will promise you, your life will change. Not only to get 2 calls with me on a group setting, not only to get 2 Q&As as well, not only do you get a private Facebook group, but because you're part of the founding members, you get a one-on-one call with me. You get a group call with a guest coach that's a high achiever, a top performer in this world. You get all of my assets to give you any kind of documents or exercises you need to get to the next level that are normally just for my one-on-one or 90-day clients. You get discounts to my goal-setting workshop. You get discounts to my retreats. But most of all, you're going to get the knowledge to create wisdom. You're going to get the information that you need personalized for you. You're going to get real-life tools, tactics, and strategies in real time to take action and see that growth happen. So I ask you, if you're serious about taking action, hit me up. And last but not least, there is no commitment in this, just to let you know. There is no commitment when you come aboard the group coaching, except this. I ask you to be committed to taking action. I ask you to be committed to being vulnerable. I actually really want you to be committed to jumping on those calls, not just paying me. I want you to be committed to creating the ultimate version of you. So please go ahead, email me, send me a message. And if you're not ready to take action and truly up-level your life, then it's just not the right time for you. But I promise you, if not now, when? If not now, when? If not now, when? And if you are in Delaware or can get to Delaware, a 3-hour radius, I want you to come to that event. If you can get to Orlando and you're a real estate agent, come to that event. Time to get into the rooms that help challenge your thinking. Time to get into the rooms that help bring you up to the next level. It's time for you to take control. 3, 2, 1 will help you take control of your emotions, but you have control over everything else. Remember that. You have control of the decisions you make. The decision to do 3, 2, 1, decision to come to an event, decision to sign up and invest in you. You have control, or you don't. But all starts and ends with you. Thank you so much, guys. Have a phenomenal day. Keep crushing it. Keep creating the ultimate version of you. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. And I would love to be able to be a part of your next chapter.